because the law has said, thou shalt not interfere. But I see that is not enough. The Independent National Electoral Commission, headed by a senior advocate of Nigeria, issued a statement yesterday that based on the intervention of the court, ADC, we shall no longer recognize you. And you know when a political party is not recognized, its members cannot contest election. I say that INEC is wrong.
It seems that the rumor that some persons were spreading yesterday is true. Because yesterday, someone told me that ADC members, especially their presidential aspirants, like Emechi, Atiku, P2B, that they are engaging U.S. policy firm to help them talk to Trump and also the Congress of the United States about the listing of ADC as a political party or their members from the INEC portal. So I didn't pay attention to that because I thought it was a rumor. But seeing it from news today makes me to believe that it could be true. Then I want to ask one question before we go into the details of this video. When the issue of insecurity started getting hot in Nigeria amidst the killing, especially in Tinubu's administration, to say, when it was evidence that the renewed Christian genocide is on course, we started appealing for international intervention. We were not coward, like we know what we were doing. We understand that there is an agenda in Nigeria. It's not all about you turning to government or to the military officers, because people in government, some of the military officers are the people who are carrying out these killings. So because of that, we appeal for international intervention, especially the U.S. military intervention. A lot of these people today who are not turning to beg Trump, who are not going to beg Trump now to intervene, of which I know that America is going to intervene. They are not going to beg Trump to want Tinubu, to threaten Tinubu, of which I know that U.S. will not, look up to do that. They will do it. They don't joke with that. But I want to let you know, because there were so many people who are on social media at that time who were supporting the terrorists indirectly by supporting people who said they don't need international intervention, they don't need U.S. intervention, they don't need this, they don't need that. But they forget that these terrorists is their international intervention to capture Nigeria. They forget that the move that Tinubu is doing now, international interest is in that move. They forget that global politics controls what is going on in different countries right now. So people who criticized us, saying that why are we even focusing on America, they are the one now rushing to America. Nuhu Ribadu, Buhari, Tinubu them. This was how they also rushed to America to remove Goodluck Jonathan under Barack Obama. So I want you to understand that US is like a governing council to so many countries today. It's either you like it or not. If you don't like it, no problem. But you cannot erase that reality that US is like a governing council. A world power is like a governing council that can intervene in so many things in different countries. But intervening in Nigerian democracy is not the solution. Intervening in the crisis brewing, whether deleting ADC, they are all the same. The solution is not there. In fact, I saw the renewed military threats from US, released by US lawmaker, but I do not see that as the only option. It's not the solution. Yes, fight the terrorists, kill them, do all those things, but that is not the solution. The solution lies when you give people the power to decide their future. That is the solution. And that is where disintegration comes. And if you disagree, no problem. Just be swimming in what you believe in. Time shall tell. Time shall tell. So, how do we do this? How do we come to realize this? First of all, I've been repeating this time with that number. We all must have the knowledge that there is no solution in what we are doing. Like, we are not doing something that will bring solution. We must first of all recognize the problem and tell ourselves the truth. We must recognize the problem, which is an agenda to conquer Nigeria under Sharia. That is the agenda that we all are facing. Whether you see what is going on in the politics, you see what is going on in the security sector or in the economic sector, or everything is just in one angle. Tinubu, if Nigeria is a a real country, Tinubu should be preparing to go to jail. He will just be like the oldest man that will be sent to jail. You know why? This man has finished Nigeria. They finished the whole money. Imagine, under Buhari borrowed in 8 years just 80 trillion naira or thereabout, if I'm not mistaken. And he was paying for a subsidy and regulating the currency. And Buhari was so bad, though. Buhari was so bad. But Tinubu is doing like times 100 now, borrowing times 3 in his first term. And he removed fuel subsidy. The people are paying for it. This man has finished Nigeria. This man knows that Nigeria is not going to work. He just wants to finish everything about Nigeria. This is a very serious thing, okay? This is a very serious thing. So, I saw this news on Sahara Reporters this morning after the rumor of that yesterday. And it reads that the US-based policy firm Von Batten Montag York LC has announced plan to formally engage members of Congress and Donald J. Trump administration regarding Nigeria's Independence National Electoral Commission's INEC decision to suspend recognition of the African Democratic Congress ADC leadership. The firm's intervention comes in response to INEC's recent action withdrawing recognition of the ADC leadership and halting all officials' engagement with the party pending the outcome of the ongoing litigation. And you all know that this ongoing litigation, the Tinubu's administration will make sure that it will stay till election period so that these people will not have a party. This was what Wike did to APC in Rivers State. That is what they want to do to these people. But it will not work. It will not work. I'm not, too much interested in all these people because they are one. However, when the evil is too much, when the evil is too much, no matter who it is affecting, you have to say something. That is the reality on ground. However, I saw Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria, trying to educate some Nigerians who are supporting all this city boy movement, who are supporting the listing of ADC. And he warned them that this is totally wrong. Take a listen.
Because the law has said, thou shalt not interfere. But I see that is not enough. The Independent National Electoral Commission, headed by a senior advocate of Nigeria, issued a statement yesterday that based on the intervention of the court, ADC, we shall no longer recognize you. And you know when a political party is not recognized, its members cannot contest election. I say that INEC is wrong because the order granted by the court is grant an injunction. Status quo ante bellum. They use such terms to deceive us. What that means is before the dispute, before the state of the war. So who was in charge before that fellow went to court? So David Mark. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. But that judgment, that ruling has now been misinterpreted to favor the ruling party. When Nigerians say, the Tinubu government, APC is trying to turn Nigeria into one party. No! Our courts and senior lawyers are to blame. And I go to another political party that you don't know about. A party was destroying, a man was destroying the political party, campaigning for the candidate of another party, asking members of his own party to step down for the candidates of the ruling party. His party now said these activities are anti-party. The federal court said, thou shalt not suspend or expel him. He shall remain a member of that party. And continue to destroy the party. The same man has said, our party has no candidate, presidential candidate. Do you understand? Yes. We are making this analysis not because APC, PDP, ADC are better, they are best of the same feather. But you know, the Nigerian people must be allowed to choose among the oppressors who will govern them. What Nigeria is doing is a replica of what is going on in African countries. An election has just taken place in the presidential. Many of the potential presidential candidates are either in jail house or in the Senate. Do you know what I mean? Opposition members, candidates have been killed. All those who are lucky to be alive are in jail house. In a place like Tanzania,
Uganda,
the most popular candidate was charged with treason. So when the election was going on, he was battling for his freedom. Do you understand me? One, our man who has just left there, Chiwore of AOC. I'm sure you know he's facing many trials. I'm sure you are aware. So instead of campaigning, Chiwore will be making efforts not to be jailed. Even the other leader of the PDP has also been charged with contempt of court. In fact, they called me another for his arrest. Then you are like anywhere. But they have temporarily suspended that. But it's going to be arraigned for contempt. So at the end of the day, through the manipulation of Nigerian courts and senior lawyers, you may have only one candidate contesting the presidential election next year. My wife has assured me, family, with what is going on, Nigeria may have to save the money for the presidential election next year. Because the way our courts are going, there will be no other candidate to challenge the candidate of the ruling party. Will you allow it?
no.
Will you allow it?
No.
Now, therefore, you must identify. I did tell you one. Labour Party. Labour Party. The fellow that destabilized the Labour Party. The police carried out an investigation on him. He was indicted for fraud and forgery, but he has been amnesticized. Thou shalt not charge him. I'm talking of Julius Aburi. He's a senior lawyer by you. So please, when we live here, we must be organized to challenge the forces that are making a mockery of the democracy that we fought for. Many people were killed in the process. Even our comrade, with a good medical system in place, might not have lost his life. Yesterday, 2 days ago, a lawyer died in an elevator. Because there is no life. Those things don't happen in some parts of the world. Do you understand me? The president that has promised to give us uninterrupted electricity has just installed solar in the villa. No, it's not a laughing matter. All Nigerians are entitled to solar panels in their houses. Because that was fixed with the funds, public funds. Do you understand me? We must begin to say that under this their manhood constitution, there shall be equality before the law. I don't know. Somebody was in detention. I'm sure you have read it. They arrested a big man recently. And after about 2 weeks detention, lawyers in various WhatsApp groups started calling for his release. And I challenged them. Are you aware thousands of the oil following are in detention? Have you ever heard that they be charged or released? before that died down, this big man lost his mother. It was in detention without a court order. He was released to bury his mother. Do you know what I'm talking about? I now say, before him, Abakian, who is standing trial for narcotics, lost his mother in TSC. His lawyer filed an application in court and he was released to go and conclude the burial rites of his mother for 2 weeks. I have now suggested through this medium, all suspects in police custody, all inmates and convicts in prisons must be released to bury their dead ones if and whenever they lose them. Because apart from like the one law. And please, if you know any prison inmate who may lose his or her mother, let me know. It will be an opportunity to go to court and say and convince the court that he must be given the air treatment. Do you understand it? And I think that was the point Chiwore was trying to make earlier. That these guys, the way they are going, they will provoke the Nigerian people to a revolution. But we have also been warned that you can't just have a revolution without proper organization. It will become anarchy. Therefore, comrades, the leaders here, you must help us to begin to organize our people for the inevitable revolution. It's either inevitable revolution or inevitable anarchy. But in the interest of the masses of our people who have not contributed to the criminality that is going on, we must get organized. And Yinka will have wanted us to get organized. At this point in